Hello good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for clicking into this video. My name is Andy Sam. In case for the very first time, please like this video, comment, share and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so today I'm back again with another brand new video and yeah, I'm just here to share my story or my experience with con people. For the longest, I've been hearing people say I was conned, this happened to me, until now. And I'm here to share with you what really happened. Yeah? Let me breathe in and out. Yeah, so being a real estate agent, I really have to advertise my properties in many platforms. Yeah? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms whereby you have to pay for them for you to be able to get leads. Yeah. And so yeah, so this day I was coming from Ngong. So I majorly, in case you're looking for a property in Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, Westlands, Ngong Town, inbox me, DM me. I'll get you the best in the market. Yeah. So before I get into the story, the experience in real estate has been very amazing. It has been good since day one. I've had good clients. I've had clients who have recommended me, I've had clients who are really happy with the properties I got them. I wish there is a way I can just attach some of the chats with my clients, just giving me a feedback on the properties I get them, in the experience with the landlords and all that. So 99% of it has been a very good experience for me. Yeah. But now so real estate has been really good, really good, and I really thank God for this far that I've come. But also I came across this individual who happens to be a con person. Yeah. And so having advertised my properties in all those platforms, I get a call, because actually most of my leads come from online. Someone calls me, we meet, I show them the property and they're okay. I connect them with the relevant people, either the landlord or the management, for them to be verified further. If the landlord and the management is okay with that person, they give them the property. Since it's not my property, I don't advertise my own properties. Yeah. And yeah, so this day I was on my way from Ngong Town, and so there was a property I had gone to showcase. And so I get a call on my way back. Someone calls me and they tell me, I've seen your house in Westlands and I really like it. And so I'm helping my brother who is not in the country to get this property. And so I'm just calling to confirm if the property is still available. Yeah. And so I'm like, which property is this? So he tells me this property and this is the price of the property. And so I tell them, yeah, the property is still available. Why can't you connect me with your brother if they're the ones who are interested, so that I can get to know them further before I connect them with the management? So this property has a management company. Yeah? And so yeah, so the brother calls me on WhatsApp. So they call me and they tell me, my brother has given me your number and I'm looking for these bedrooms in Westlands. And I'm like, yeah, this property is still available. And so I just get to start knowing them. So what are your full names? Are you in Kenya? So I asked them if they had a Kenyan number, and they told me no, they do not have a Kenyan number, but their wife is living in Kenya and they are trying to get their wife the property. And I'm like, oh, having advertised the property in all my platforms, that's not a problem. Only that after doing due diligence of this person, I will be okay with them. And so I asked them if they have seen the property. So the so-called client, who is actually, the title is a doctor, according to how he introduced himself to me, he tells me that the brother is okay with the property, and if the brother who is in Kenya is okay, they are okay and they'll be fine to take the property. So as for me, I will not recommend a client who I don't know so much about them. So I asked them if they have a Kenyan number, and they tell me apparently I do not have a Kenyan number, but my wife has. And so I asked them about their full names. So he tells me it's Dr. So and so. And so I asked him about his email address, because I love communicating on email because it's actually very formal. So he tells me, he gives me his email address. So I asked him about his passport now that he's not in Kenya. So he shares with me the passport. So you see, I'm really doing my best to get to know this person, and I feel like this one is a good deal for me. And so then from there, I tell them that I'm not pretty sure if the house that you're talking about is still the same house, and allow me to be at home. Then once I'm at home, I'll share with you the property photos. If you're okay with the property photos, I'll proceed and connect you with the management. And they're like, not a problem. So I came home, it was a bit late, so I shared the photos. So it was a bit late. I could not communicate with the management that late, since they close at 5. So I come home, I share the photos with the person. I think I'll attach some photos, some chats with him here, so that you can see what I'm talking about. So I share the photos, and they're like, perfect. This is actually what I'm looking for. And so I'm like, who will be living in the property? And they tell me their wife, him and the wife. So I'm like, okay. As for me, I feel it's a good deal, and let me proceed and connect this guy with the so-called client with the management. Yeah. And so I call the management, and then I share with them what I know about this client. And so I share the email address, and I share the passport with them, so for them to do the verification. If they're okay with the client, well and good. If they're not okay, well and good. I've just done my part. Yeah, so I give them the number, and so they start talking, and so I follow up with the management, and I'm like, have you talked to the client? Yes. Are you okay with them? They say yes, we are okay with the client, and we are really grateful for giving us this client. I'm like, well, fine. And so the client tells them that they will be paying the rent quarterly. You know, the deal seemed so good. They will be paying the rent quarterly. And I'm like, oh, really? If you're okay with it as the management, there is no problem. And they're like, okay. So they begin the conversation with him from there. So they sent the client, the so-called client, they send the client the lease agreement, and the client agrees with the lease agreement. So they sent the client the payment details. And so that's now their conversation. I was not really knowing what is going on, but I knew they are conversing on the property payment. So the client is okay, the floor and the property, they're okay with it. So, and the management is okay. So, and then so they pay, the client pays. And so when they've paid, the people concerned received an SMS from the bank that you have received this amount. So they tell me that you have confirmed and the payment as reflected on our side. No, the payment as we have received the payment. I'm not pretty sure if it had fully reflected on their side or something, but they told me the bank has sent an SMS to them and it has reflected. Oh, and it's like, oh wow, I'm happy they were serious clients. I never knew they were that serious. And so the story continues. So I was not told how much was paid, because once he told me the client has paid, I did not follow further. So I also text the client, and they tell me I have already instructed my accountant to do so, and the payment shall be done by today. So I'm like, fine and good. If you've already agreed with the management and they're okay with you, who am I to say no? Okay. The story continues. Aki, there are evil people here outside. There are evil people here outside. Yeah, so now them having received the payment and everything, so they told me I've received the payment. So they tell the client tells the management that my wife is traveling from Eldoret, and they will be checking in the following day at 8 a.m. So they need to find everything cleaned up. Fine. So the story continues. So they clean up the apartment and they're waiting for the client to come in. So they had not told me that the client had requested some amount to be refunded. So what I came to understand later on is that, so the client had made extra money, had paid extra money to them. And so the client calls them and tells them, we've paid extra amount. We are requesting for some amount for us to be able to pay movers. That one I was not told. I didn't know that was happening until now. The whole story came to be worst, came to worst. And so these guys had paid on account and they're requesting for the refund using M-Pesa. They called the management and they told them to refund that money using M-Pesa. That one I was not told when it was happening. And so according to the news that I received is that they sent that cash to these people on M-Pesa, remember? And so I'm like, what if they had not withdrawn the money from their account? Where could they get this money to refund these people from? And so that one I was not told. I assume now I don't know up to this point. Yeah, so the following day they wait for the client doesn't come. And so they are beginning to wonder, why is the client not checking in? And later during the day, the money bounces back. The money that paid bounces back, and they get a SMS, I think, from the bank that the money will bounce. So I don't know if they really had made the payments or it was a fake check, or it was not my account, so I cannot really talk about it that much. But I was wondering, why would that bank send an SMS? Like, it was a whole story of confusion. I really can't tell what really happened. This video is coming, it's now 11 minutes. Yeah, so guys, that is what happened. So at the end of the day, to cut the story short, the clients didn't come, and so their money went back, and that's how these people lost their money. So they are really hoping that they'll be able to recover the amount, because they said that they had paid extra amount and they need the extra amount to pay their movers and everything, and so they went silent, never to communicate again. And yet the other party, they had already sent the money to them. So that's what happened. So I'm just sharing this story not to expose that person, because I've not really mentioned any name of any person, or rather the name of the apartment. But please, if you're here and you're looking forward to investing in real estate, please, I think I've learned a lot out of the whole experience. I've learned a lot. I've really learned that if someone, I have clients who have paid online. I have clients I've met and they have paid online, and they have come and they have checked in the apartment. I have friends who are Airbnb hosts and they receive money online. People, they have not seen the property, they see the photos, they come, they pay, and they check in. Some people even pay for, someone has already paid for, today we are in February, someone has paid for April for them to secure that place for them, that, or rather that property. So it happens. But again, in as much as that is happening, be extra careful and be very, before you refund any money. If someone has been inconvenienced and they need their money back, please confirm like 2-3 times, like after 1 day, after 2 days, confirm, so that money, you don't go loss of anything. Or rather, if you're starting a business, please, when you start your business, be alert, be very careful. Let no one ask for refund of the money and you just refund without really checking through, and I don't know how I can explain it. So that happened. I've learned. I'm really hoping that they will be able to, because it's a big company, I'm really hoping that they will be able to recover the amount of money. But also, con men are here outside. My friends who are in real estate, be careful.